What's up, peeps? My name's BLTino Bacon, and we're going to go over the second tactical preview early look and talk about some of the things that you should see this weekend or further on, depending on when they actually release this. All right, so 343 has stated that the goal for this flight is to get as many people in as possible and really test their servers. They also mentioned early on that this flight actually may be delayed a little bit. We're not quite sure yet, but make sure to be on the lookout for when this flight actually drops via your Halo Insider page. Okay, so some of the really big things that stood out for this flight is that there's going to be 2 weekends of fun. The first one's going to be focused on arena, kind of like last time, where you'll play against people, play against bots, yada, yada, yada. The second one's going to be big team battle, which a lot of players will know is usually an 8v8 or 10v10. This time it's 12 versus 12. But before we get into that, I want to talk about the things that you can do in between the 2 flights, because there's only going to be certain windows that you can actually play player versus player or PvP. Training mode and weapon drills are going to be available while you're offline, while you're not in the PvP section of the tactical preview. This is awesome because unfortunately, last time I couldn't get my aim dialed in, so now I can go into training mode and now I can go into the weapon drills and actually dial in my aim. And I want to focus on the training mode just a little bit more because this is actually a really cool feature that I know I'll be using. You can now put yourself in a map against 4 bots, not bad players, actual bots. You can control the weapons that you have, the weapons that you start with, the amount of ammo that you get, the vehicles on the map, the difficulty of the bots, and you can warm up for games without having to sacrifice like a rank or hop in a social and get teared apart by a guy who wants to telling you to off yourself or something like that. It's really cool. They showed it off during this early look, and honestly, I can't wait to play this. Like, I just want to get footage. I want to just kind of like immerse myself in the game and play as many games as possible without feeling sweaty. And I want to practice without having like a 12-minute game window or a 50 kill limit. You know, I just want to practice. I think this mode's awesome. And I think they're catering this towards new players, but I really think that a lot of like existing players and like bubble professional and professional players are going to use this even more than the new players. And that's just me. All right, so let's jump back into what we're going to see in this upcoming flight. The first weekend is going to be, 4v4 arena PvP. You can also play against bots, and there's going to be play windows for that. It was much like last technical preview, so if you haven't seen my last video on that, go ahead and watch that, but there's nothing really new there. The in-between until the next weekend is going to be, your weapon drills, your training modes, things that you can do offline, which you can practice. And then that following weekend is going to be big team battle. Again, if you're not sure what big team battle is, it's a 12v12 multiplayer social playlist, and it's awesome. The focus on this big team battle is a little different from the last game though. They're giving us a new map called Fragmentation, which looks absolutely gorgeous. And the thing that really stuck out to me is it looks and it plays like a Halo map, and I can't wait to get my hands on it. There's 3 design pillars that they're really trying to focus on when they made these maps, when they made these experiences, and that's the Spartan battle fantasy. Obviously 12 versus 12 against Spartans is amazing. I can't wait to get my hands in there and just slay out, right? I really think they hit the head on that one. They want to have a sandbox driven experience. As you can see, you're on a Halo ring, you're in the middle of a jungle, there's pieces of the Halo ring kind of being born and brought together around you, and it looks like a Halo map. It looks like Halo, and it looks like it plays like Halo, so I really think they nailed that too. And then last but not least, they want a social space for players who don't want to play ranked. They can go and play these games, and I think big team battle is that place that they're gonna exist, they're gonna live on. So again, I think they nailed that too. One of the coolest things about this big team battle experience was the implementation of a couple new features. The first thing, loot caves. You can use your AI to go up to these little forerunner doors, hack them, and get all types of utility weapons and use them against your opponent. So you can basically just go into this cave and it'll have power weapons waiting for you, and I love that. They said it's like the first team to the cave gets them, and it looks like on this one they had a gravity hammer, but I assume there'll be like a rocket launcher, stickies, things that can help you stop vehicles, obviously, because that's probably why you're going to a loot cave, but nonetheless looks sick. I like that you have to use your AI to hack it, and I like that it takes time to actually hack it. I'm wondering if like you start the hacking process and you die, does your AI still open the door for you? Because then that would mean that AI is dumb when they should be smart, but it doesn't really matter. I can't wait to play it. They also mentioned the big team battle has been tuned to play differently than the arena playlist. And you might be saying to yourself, wait, like different rules, different effects, is your Spartan gonna interact differently? I don't think that's what they're talking about. They're talking about pushing people towards like teamwork, using vehicles, having to work together, because we all play big team battle, right? We know that there's that one guy who just won't go for the objective, goes for like 50 kills, tries to slay out, and it just it just kind of throws everything off, right? If it's a Slayer match, okay, go for your kills, do your thing, fight everyone that you can possibly fight, right? But when you got to capture a flag and there's just one guy sitting on a cliff just sniping, and all he's doing is slaying, it's like, okay, dude, like, can you maybe like pick up this flag and get in the Warthog? Like, we have a free exit here that we can bring this back with. So they're tuning it towards more teamwork. I really like that. I think it's a really smart idea, and I think it should allow players to actually play the game modes, which I really love. Equipment in big team battle is going to interact differently as well. You're going to have more charges on your equipment. They mentioned that, like, instead of the grapple hook only having 3 charges in arena, it could have like 5 or 6. So what that means is, like, you can get from one place to the other pretty quickly if you have a grapple hook, or if you have like I think they're called detonators, or I think a reflector. I can't remember what it's called. Sorry. You'll have more charges just because it's a bigger map, bigger game, bigger experience. You'll be able to use those more often than you would in an arena match. The vehicles are also tailored to the big team battle experience, and you're going to have a Warthog and a Mongoose at the beginning when we start, but the Pelican's going to drop in like power vehicles at certain points in the game. I don't know if this is at like a certain amount of kills, if this gets triggered by like a team being down by a ton, but these Pelican drops will drop in vehicles, I'm guessing like tanks, wraiths, things like that you can drive and ultimately use. Ordnance drops will also be in big team battle, and they'll just drop a pod with a weapon in it that'll kind of explode, let you know it's there, have a shining green light. Personally, I think this is good. You know, if you drop weapon pod like randomly across the map, you don't have that one guy camping and waiting for, you know, sniper rockets the whole time. I think it's good. And they also said it won't be like the same weapon every single time. It'll just help you turn the tide of that game. So I like it. It's a lot of RNG, a lot of things you don't have control of, and I think it's good for big team battle. They're also introducing a new big team battle mode that hasn't been in the Halo games before, and I'm super excited for it. It's called Total Control. In Total Control, you need to cap 3 of these areas at one time to score. The first team to score 3 times wins the match. So it's kind of like a domination, kind of like an area control, but you have to hold 3 points at one time to get 1 point. And then once you have that 1 point, you have to make that 3. So you have to do that 3 times over, and then you win the match. It sounds like a really fun mode. Again, I just can't wait to get my hands on it and play some big team battle, because that is where I imagine I'm going to be spending all my time. They're also letting us know that big team battle is going to be that second weekend, and they actually might let you like invite a friend, which is awesome. So you can bring someone who doesn't play Halo, has never played the game before, or you can bring someone who just didn't get in with this flight and say, hey, I have a code for you, come play Halo with me. And I love that. That means people get to jump in and see Halo for what it really is early on, and I think that's awesome. They're also said that they're going to be giving away Steam codes as well, which I really love as well. Please, if you can do it, do it. They really want to stress test the size of these servers, I think, and I believe that giving away codes is probably a good idea to do so. Also, there's a Halo rat in the trailer somewhere. I have to find it. Hopefully I can. All right, that's about it for the second tactical preview. We're going to be playing this all weekend at twitch.tv/BLTNoBacon. So if you enjoy my content, we're going to be live this weekend. And then the following weekend, we are switching to YouTube for all of our streams. You can catch everything here on the channel. Regardless, pimps, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all, and I will see you in the next video.